For years, die-hard truck enthusiasts have had one message for General Motors: fix the V8. The cry echoed across online forums, shop floors, and dealership lots from loyal Silverado owners who loved their trucks but couldn't ignore the reliability problems that plagued the heart of GM's powertrains. Now, it finally looks like GM has listened, and the results could mark a turning point not just for the Silverado, but for the entire full-size truck segment. The 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 isn't just shaping up to be another mid-cycle refresh. It's the start of a full-blown revival for one of America's most iconic pickup trucks. Backed by a brand new generation of small-block V8 engines and nearly $1 billion of investment, GM is taking bold steps to fix what went wrong and prove that the V8 still has a vital place in a rapidly changing automotive world. Why this move matters. If you followed the Silverado's journey over the past decade, you already know how the story went off track. On paper, GM's 5.3-liter and 6.2-liter V8 engines looked like all-American powerhouses, capable, efficient, and ready for hard work. But in the real world, things were messier. Owners reported collapsed lifters, problematic cylinder deactivation systems, and transmission behavior that felt inconsistent and unrefined. For many, the once bulletproof Silverado started to feel like a gamble. Reliability, the cornerstone of any good truck, was being questioned. Truck forums filled with horror stories, YouTube mechanics dissected engines in frustration. And while Ford and Ram moved forward with modernized drivetrains and interior upgrades, GM seemed content to patch over issues instead of rebuilding from the ground up. But that old complacency is gone. GM's leadership finally realized that the Silverado's V8 problem wasn't just an engineering challenge, it was a brand identity crisis. The Silverado, more than any other GM vehicle, represents strength, trust, and tradition. Without a dependable V8 under its hood, the Silverado couldn't truly be the Silverado. Now, with a historic investment and an all-new V8 platform on the way, GM is signaling that it's ready to make things right. GM's $888 million bet on the future of the V8. In 2025, General Motors announced something that few expected in an era dominated by hybrid hype and electric headlines: an $888 million investment to rebuild the foundation of its small-block V8 program. The bulk of that investment is going to GM's Tonawanda engine plant in Buffalo, New York, a legendary facility that has produced millions of V8s over the decades. This massive modernization project isn't just about keeping the lights on. It's about giving new life to the next generation of engines that will power GM's trucks, SUVs, and performance cars well into the 2030s. New York State joined the effort, contributing nearly $17 million in tax incentives to secure jobs and ensure the long-term future of manufacturing in the region. Over 870 workers will be supported by this initiative, including 177 who were previously at risk of layoffs. But beyond the economics, the message from GM couldn't be clearer. The V8 isn't dead. While competitors are turning to smaller turbocharged engines and hybridized setups, GM is doubling down on the raw, dependable power that made the Silverado an icon. As GM President Mark Ruas reportedly told investors, there's still a huge market for people who want the sound, feel, and reliability of a real V8. We're making sure we give them one worth buying. The problem with the old V8s and what GM plans to fix. So what went wrong with the previous generation of GM V8s? Why did so many loyal owners lose confidence? Let's break down the key pain points and how GM's engineers are addressing each one. No. 1. Lifter failures. The silent killer. The lifter problem became the single biggest black mark on GM's recent small block engines. These small but critical components control how valves open and close, and when they fail, the results are catastrophic. Owners of the 5.3-liter and 6.2-liter engines experienced everything from misfires and check engine lights to complete engine replacements. For trucks built to tow, haul, and work, these failures weren't just inconvenient. They were unacceptable. According to industry engineer and powertrain expert Don Mager, GM's lifter collapse issues weren't just bad luck. They were a design compromise that came from pushing the cylinder deactivation system too far. The new engines won't make that mistake again. The 2026 Silverado's redesigned small-block engines are reportedly being built around a totally re-engineered valve train, using more durable materials, improved oil flow channels, and a layout designed for reliability under heavy load. Number 2. Cylinder deactivation, a clever idea gone wrong. In an effort to improve fuel economy, GM introduced active fuel management (AFM) and later dynamic fuel management (DFM) systems that could deactivate cylinders during light driving. On paper, it was a great idea. In practice, it caused endless headaches. The system's constant switching between 4- and 8-cylinder modes led to inconsistent throttle response, unpredictable power delivery, and, most critically, it increased wear on the already fragile lifter components. Many Silverado owners disabled the system entirely using aftermarket tuners, effectively voiding warranties just to make their trucks drive better. For 2026, GM appears to be rethinking this technology altogether. Insiders suggest the company may either dramatically simplify the system or offer V8 trims without cylinder shutdown features at all, a move that would surely please traditionalists who value dependability over incremental efficiency gains. 3. Transmission woes. Smoothness matters. Even when the engine held together, GM's 8- and 10-speed automatic transmissions left much to be desired. Drivers reported erratic shifting, gear hunting, and rough downshifts, especially at low speeds. While these transmissions were designed for efficiency, they often made the Silverado feel clumsy and unpredictable in everyday driving. For 2026, GM is focusing heavily on software refinement and integration between the new V8s and updated transmission systems. Experts like Scott Evans from Motor Trend believe this is where the new Silverado could finally outshine its rivals. Transmission calibration is the secret weapon in making a truck feel premium, Evans says. If GM can get that seamless connection between the V8 and gearbox, it'll completely change how the Silverado drives. The 2026 Silverado, what's changing? The 2026 model year won't just be about new engines. It represents a total transformation of the Silverado lineup. Here's what we know and what's rumored among GM insiders. 1. A new generation small block V8. GM's next-gen small block family is expected to introduce clean sheet architecture, focused on better thermal management, advanced combustion efficiency, and long-term durability. Expect improvements in both horsepower and torque, while maintaining the naturally aspirated character that Silverado fans love. These engines are likely to feature enhanced cooling systems, revised oil passages, and stronger components to handle both daily driving and heavy towing without compromise. 2. Improved drivability and comfort. Early reports suggest that GM has spent significant time refining throttle response, noise insulation, and ride quality. The goal? To make the Silverado drive as smoothly as a luxury SUV while maintaining the toughness of a true work truck. Number 3. Smarter tech and simplified systems. Instead of cramming in more untested tech, GM appears to be focusing on refinement and usability. Expect a streamlined infotainment interface, faster processing speeds, and smarter driver assistance systems that feel more natural. GM insiders have hinted at an improved towing interface, designed to make trailer setup, braking, and stability management easier than ever. 4. Updated design. Familiar but bolder spy photos and leaked renderings point toward a muscular redesign that builds on the Silverado's bold DNA, while smoothing out some of the rough edges. Expect more aerodynamic lines, modern lighting elements, and premium materials inside the cabin. Why GM is sticking with the V8? And why it's the right call. In 2025, the truck market is at a crossroads. Ford's F-150 lineup leans heavily on turbocharged V6s and hybrid options. Toyota replaced its iconic 5.7-liter V8 with a twin-turbo 3.5-liter hybrid V6 in the Tundra, and the results have been mixed, to put it mildly. Reports of turbo lag, oil leaks, and costly repairs have dampened enthusiasm among traditional truck buyers. Toyota even issued major recalls to fix early production issues. Meanwhile, GM is taking a contrarian stance. Instead of abandoning the V8, they're improving it. And according to many experts, that's exactly the right move. Veteran automotive journalist Dan Edmonds explains, turbocharged engines can make great power, but they add complexity. And complexity is the enemy of durability. GM's approach is simpler, more traditional, and more dependable. That resonates with people who use their trucks for real work. The beauty of the naturally aspirated V8 lies in its linearity and simplicity. Immediate throttle response, fewer moving parts, and a visceral sound that no turbo can replicate. For towing, hauling, or just enjoying the open road, the classic V8 experience remains unmatched. Rebuilding trust, one truck at a time. For GM, this isn't just about performance, it's about rebuilding credibility. The Silverado's image took a hit during the years of lifter failures and rough transmissions. Buyers who once swore by GM trucks migrated to Ford or Ram, seeking smoother drivetrains and more confidence behind the wheel. The 2026 Silverado is GM's chance to win them back, not through flashy marketing, but through genuine mechanical improvement. As truck engineer Kyle Roberts put it, GM doesn't need gimmicks right now. They need proof. They need to show that they can build a truck that runs perfectly for 200,000 miles without a major issue. That's what brings people back. The timing. Why 2026 is the perfect moment. Some might wonder, why not wait until 2027 when GM's next-gen engine program is fully complete? The answer is simple. They can't afford to. 1. The Silverado is aging. The current Silverado generation debuted in 2019. While it's received updates, rivals have surged ahead in refinement and technology. Ford's F-150 just got a major refresh, and Ram's next-gen 1500 is right around the corner. If GM waits too long, it risks falling behind in one of the most competitive markets in North America. 2. Buyers need confidence. Now, many truck buyers are on the fence after years of mixed reviews about GM's reliability. A strong 2026 Silverado, equipped with a new, trustworthy V8, could re-establish GM's reputation before those customers commit elsewhere. 3. EVs are coming, but not yet dominant. While electric trucks like the Silverado EV and Ford F-150 Lightning are generating buzz, most truck buyers aren't ready to give up gas engines yet. Infrastructure limitations, cost, and towing range remain barriers. A robust V8-powered Silverado in 2026 could serve as the bridge between the gas era and the EV future, giving GM time to develop its electrified lineup without alienating its core customers. Expert outlook. The Silverado's new chapter. Industry analysts see the 2026 Silverado as a pivotal product for GM. Sam Fiorani, Vice President of Global Vehicle Forecasting at Auto Forecast Solutions, believes it could redefine the company's trajectory. GM's commitment to the V8 is strategic, Fiorani explains. They're not ignoring EVs, they're balancing the market. Most buyers still want internal combustion, and GM wants to keep them loyal until electrification truly matures. Meanwhile, performance engineer Brett Voss says the move sends a clear signal. The next Silverado isn't about being trendy, it's about being right. It's a statement that GM still understands its audience better than anyone else. What buyers can expect. If GM delivers on its promises, the 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 could bring redesigned, stronger V8 engines with real-world durability, improved transmission calibration for smoother shifts, refined ride quality and enhanced cabin quietness, optional trims without cylinder deactivation for old-school reliability, modern design that feels fresh but still recognizable, advanced towing and safety tech integrated seamlessly. All this while maintaining that unmistakable V8 soundtrack that defines the Silverado's soul. The bottom line? A comeback story worth rooting for. The 2026 Silverado 1500 isn't just another pickup. It's a statement of intent, a declaration that GM is ready to get serious again about building the kind of truck people can trust, drive hard, and love for decades. By investing nearly $1 billion in V8 development when everyone else is chasing electrification, GM is betting big on the one thing that never goes out of style: authentic power. If they get this right, if the new V8s truly fix the reliability issues, and if the 2026 Silverado delivers on its promise of strength and refinement, GM could reclaim the respect it once owned in the full-size truck market. And for all the Silverado fans who stuck it out through the lifter nightmares, the rough shifts, and the endless waiting, this new truck might just be worth the patience. So here's to the comeback of the true American V8 truck. Because sometimes, progress doesn't mean reinventing the wheel. It just means perfecting what already works. The 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 is shaping up to do exactly that. Bold, confident, and unapologetically powerful. Final thoughts. General Motors isn't just building another truck. It's rebuilding trust, heritage, and pride. The new Silverado represents a chance to remind everyone why the V8 became legendary in the first place. As the Tonawanda plant hums back to life, as engineers perfect every valve and camshaft, and as loyal fans wait for that first test drive, one thing is clear. The heart of the American truck is still beating. And in 2026, it's going to roar louder than ever.